Welcome to the Sports Trading Card Hall of Fame channel, where I'm doing book reports on various sports card YouTube channels. And this is not exactly something that I'm used to doing. I mean, this is only the second time that I've done it, and so it's still a work in progress. So I very much encourage notes, advice, ideas, questions. What I'm trying to do is it's not that I'm trying to put together a catalog of sports card channels as much as I'm trying to explore different sports card channels and find channels that are kind of unique, channels that aren't really discovered. Although in this case, the videos I'm looking at here, the 5 channels that I'm looking at, are all in the ballpark of 1,000 to 3,000 subscribers, so they're not exactly hidden channels. Although in some cases that's because they've been around for a while, but still, these are not the videos here, or the channels here, are just a part of the process I'm going through as I'm analyzing all these various channels. And I only get a couple hours to look over each channel, which is why I call it a book report. It's kind of like those book reports in school where, oh yeah, I totally read that book. That kind of a thing where it's just kind of a cursory look at each channel. I would love to be able to do more of an in-depth look, but you got to really spend a lot of time with doing that. So I'm just trying to kind of feel my way through. Regardless, I do, like I said, I do encourage any advice that I can get from you guys as I'm trying to flesh this out and as I'm trying to figure out really exactly what it is that I'm creating overall. But yeah, at any rate, let's move on and check out the 5 channels. Now, the first channel I have here is CardCutter, which is a channel with almost 3,300 subscribers. It's got over 800 videos, and well, he's been doing this for a while. I mean, he started his channel in 2011, and he's been doing videos pretty much consistently, although there's a bit of an off and on that goes on with his content creation, because he is, he's a member of the U.S. Navy. I believe naval aviation is the space that he's in. And let me take a moment and say thank you for your service. I really do appreciate your service. And that really goes for just about all of us, really, in thanking you. But that is a part of what's interesting about his channel, is the fact that he's talked on multiple occasions about, by being in the military, he lives a nomadic life. He's away from people for a lot. And so it's difficult, especially because you're moving a lot, to be able to develop friendships. And so I like the fact that he's talked about how, for him, the sports card community has been his personal community, his world of friends. And it's a cool quality to his channel, part of the spirit of what he appreciates about creating videos and being a part of the community overall. He is a vintage card collector, and he does a lot of TTMs. That's kind of the core of what he does. He's been kind of, exploring around through the course of his channel. He's grown a lot as a person as well as a content creator. I mean, first off, in the early days, he wasn't even really doing sports cards. But he does enjoy wrestling cards, and he has enjoyed doing Pokemon, although I think that that's kind of a thing of the past now for him. I'm not sure exactly where he is with that, but he mostly does vintage. He's getting more into pre-war, so that's kind of his evolution in his journey with sports cards. And he's got a great beard. I got to note that he's got a really impressive beard. And the channel's mostly faceless, although he does appear in front of the camera quite often. The second channel is Kyle's Cards. Now, this is a faceless channel. In fact, I didn't see any indication that he ever has shown up in front of the camera, although he does have an occasional guest in terms of Mrs. Kyle's Cards comes in and does kind of a pack wars with him, which I really like it when family members, especially wives, are able to participate in a sports card channel, because it keeps it from being like a foreign thing that, oh yeah, that thing that he does. It's something that it allows for the couple to not so much participate as much as it doesn't alienate the family members as much as it otherwise could. So I'm really glad that they do that. Now, most of what he does is pack rips, and mostly what he's doing currently is current cards, although he has done 90s cards early on. The channel is a little over 1,200 subscribers. and he's got over 400 videos. The channel's been around for quite a while. It was started in 2012, although he's only been making videos for about 4 years. So he's part of the community that started basically during COVID. The third channel is Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. This is a channel that has a little over 1,100 subscribers, and he has put over 100 videos out there. Although the fact that he's only been doing videos for a year is not reflective of the fact that this is an old school account. He opened his account in 2006, which is the Stone Ages in YouTube. This dude's been around for a long time, but he's only been engaged for the last year, or the last year to 2 years. He's pretty recent in terms of his participation. But this is a channel that is built around podcasts, and these are all long videos, like all of them. He likes to talk about card shows. He likes to talk about the hobby for vintage collectors, which is what he is. He's a vintage collector, and he likes to talk about things about baseball and baseball cards. Now, this is not a hobby news channel, because the hobby news channel is talking about Panini, and it's talking about Fanatics, and he does talk about PSA, but he's not talking as much about PSA in terms of how it affects values and businesses and things like that. That's really what a hobby news channel is. He is more exploring the nature of being a vintage card collector in the modern age. So that's really what his channel is built around. And he spends a lot of time talking with guests as well. That's a big part of the way that his channel is approached. The fourth channel is just a hair under 1,000 subscribers as I'm doing this video, which is John P. Collects Cards. This is another channel that's been around for quite a while. His account dates back to 2011. Though he's been doing videos for about 3 years. He's got almost 250 videos. Now, his channel is mostly faceless, but he does show up in front of the camera quite a bit. He's a Yankees fan. And he is newly back into sports card collecting. So he's basically kind of building his collection up on camera. It's kind of the way to think about it. He is a vintage guy, and really the key to what he does on his channel is he shows off cards. Although early on he did do some pack rips. The last channel that I'm looking at is 3D80s Kid. This is a channel with over 800 subscribers, over 100 videos, and this channel is very, very recent. In comparison to the other channels we've been looking at, he's only been on YouTube since 2013. It's pretty impressive to have a collection of channels where 2013 is the new channel. But this is a guy who loves memes, just sticking them all in. You can really tell that he enjoys editing this stuff in. The kid part of the name very, very much applies to him. There's a great energy that he's got. But I will say the memes can be kind of tedious. Personally, me as a viewer, I had a rough time going through. So I will just let you know that it can be something that can be a bit of an issue. It's quite possible. But it is a playful part of how he makes his videos. He's a vintage guy. I mean, just about everybody here on this channel is a vintage, or basically just about everybody here among these 5 channels is a vintage collector. Although in the case of this channel, he is starting to get into building a Dale Murphy collection, or expanding his Dale Murphy collection. So that's kind of a project he's working on. But he is recent to getting back into card collecting, so he's basically kind of building everything back up. And yeah, I guess that brings it all to a close. So those are the 5 channels that I did a cursory look over with them. These channels, obviously all long-standing. Interesting variety between the channels, which is kind of fun. So I hope that that's informative. Again, if you have any questions about this, if there's anything that you feel that I've missed, please go ahead and ask me any advice that you have for things that I should do differently or things I should look for. I very much welcome that. Again, it's a work in progress, and so we'll see how it goes. But at any rate, this is the second book report that I've done on YouTube channels. So thank you very much for watching.